I'd like to call the Richmond Parks and Recreation Board to order, and I will now read the mission statement. The Richmond Parks and Recreation Department provides for the positive development and well-being of the Richmond community through the provision of parks, greenways, trails, and recreational programming and facilities while working in cooperation with other service providers and partners in the community to maximize all available resources. Is there any special guests today?
Actually, I would like to take this time to do an introduction of our special intern that we have this summer, and I'll let Christy introduce him.
This is Ayman Hussein. He is from Earlham. I will welcome Ayman up to introduce himself.
Hello everybody.
Hello.
My name is Ayman Hussein. I'm from Bangladesh. I'm currently a junior at Earlham College. I'm studying data science and business management. And yeah, I'm excited to be here all summer.
So he just got back from Germany,
Yes.
and he was able to do a study there right after Earlham let out, and so he's been very busy. So right when he came back from Germany, he kind of jumped in with both feet, just been very busy, and so we are very excited to be able to have kind of his expertise in the data field too. He's kind of jumped into our ActiveNet, helping with that, as well as getting some event stuff lined up and spreadsheets, things like that. So yeah, we really appreciate all of your hard work and some of the event management stuff that he's already just picked up very, very quickly. So.
And one of the cool things I thought about Ayman when I first interviewed him, you want to tell him about what you did to raise money for your home and your interest in doing a nonprofit later on, because I think they would love that.
I basically used to run an NGO back home, which was called Drishti, and in Bangla it means vision. And we had like multiple events where we just tried to raise money through like fairs and stuff that happened. We had globe drives and everything because winter is like really harsh back home for the people there. And eventually, I think the pipe dream for me is to be able to open my own school of like so without like any costs and have it be like high class and for the underprivileged. And yeah, so I hope to take back the funds that I gave here as well. So I'd also like to take this time to thank you for this opportunity as well to be here.
Welcome.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Have a seat. Thank you so much. So yeah, excited to have him. And then also I'd like to take this time just to kind of have Mike Devine, who's always a special guest, but also a partner of ours, just to kind of give a report on Bloom and Glow. We were just happy to be able to be involved in Bloom and Glow again this year and to be kind of play a small role in that, getting the grounds ready and things, and the tables and chairs and things like that for them. But just a huge event. Everyone always gives such a credit, and it's just a wonderful event that you do every year. So we appreciate that. So how did that go?
It went wonderfully once it stopped raining. Obviously, Wednesday, when it was originally scheduled last week, there was 2 to 4 inches of rain, depending on where you were. So we postponed till Thursday, and it was a perfect evening.
Right.
Just absolutely perfect. Now, there was a mad scramble to get everything prepared on Thursday during the day because with that much rain, you have some washout, and we had a lot of cleanup work to do. I'd like to thank the Park Department for allowing us to use some more of your space, the E.G. Hill Garden, and certainly the golf area for parking. We had a wonderful turnout, sold all of our tickets, 430 tickets. So it is obviously our big fundraiser of the year. And we estimate, which is pretty common, it's a big event, it's our 10th year of doing it, that there was somewhere close to 1,500 people who came to watch the balloons. So, and just a perfect evening. If you saw the pictures that we posted on our website, they were really nice. We had some professional work in that regard. And we, obviously, with the success, we plan on doing it again next year. So, any questions on that? That was just an event that we love to put on and work with the Park Department to do that. We appreciate it.
How many balloons did you have?
6. I think it was 6. It's all one supplier who brings.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we've contracted him for most of those years. You know, obviously, we don't go up in them. We tried one year and they ended up in Centerville before they hit the ground again, and they had to track them down. So that seemed a little dangerous to us and uncertain to do that. We had multiple sponsors. If you saw the row of in front of the garden on the roadside on 40, you saw that we had lots of supporters. That's where we get our major contributions, because the net effect of the cost of the putting it on versus the ticket sales is about a break even, or just slightly more. So it's the sponsorships that really put us over the top and allow us to have operating funds for the year until the next time we do it.
Any major sponsors you want to mention, or stay away from that?
Well, I couldn't do it unless I said Kathy and I were sponsors.
Oh, very nice.
Well,
There
we,
were many businesses.
yes, many businesses definitely helped out, and we appreciate all of those businesses helping with the operating expenses of the Rose Garden, so we can keep it nice for years to come. But we you know, are glad for your success for 2024 and look for that for years to come. So thank you, Mike, for sharing.
Thanks, Mike.
Denise, she said it.
Okay. All righty.
Any more special guests?
I think we're done.
All right, moving on to the approval of minutes from May 9th. Have folks had a chance to look at those minutes? I do note that my name is missing an A
Okay.
in the call to order.
We're
So
going to take care of that.
other than that, it looks good. So I will entertain a motion for approval.
Second.
It's been moved and second for the approval of the May 9th minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. On to administration report. Denise.
Yes, so just a few things I wanted to highlight today. I just wanted to let you know that I've been out to the golf course a couple times and just reviewing some of the things on the course and some of the greens on the course. Mike has also been out reviewing the course, gradually getting better. There's a few things and a few greens we were a little concerned about. Now there's just one. We also have both of our AC units went down. One was repaired, the other needs replaced, which is the larger one. That's about $6,550, and that should be done on Monday. We got an emergency PO for that. We could still use more grounds workers if you know of anyone. I also wanted to give a shout out to Pat Burrows, who's been really helping out at Highland. Takes time each week to volunteer, cutting the roughs. Also, we've been working with Yamaha Cart to get our extension and negotiation. And also want to thank Floral. They've been helping, lending hands where needed, getting some weed eating done out at Highland. So just low on manpower, just like everywhere else. And just making sure that we can get done what we need to get done. So I wanted to highlight that. I wanted to also talk about JUCO and how amazing this year has started. Christy's been doing a great job getting all the counselors up and going. They did a full week of training. That was awesome. And then talking through a little bit of things I wanted to highlight about Richmond Senior Recreation Center. Emma and I just had to kind of see what goes on at these Wellness Wednesdays. So we went out and we saw what happens. We attended one ourselves, so we can attest to the fact that these are really cool. And these Wellness Wednesdays are amazing. We went out and we just are thrilled to have Becky and her leadership and what she's doing out there. And we're going to discuss a little bit more about how we can support her ideas and the programming and the collaborations for the members in 2025. So we're working on that and kind of how to get more sponsorships and more donations and more grants to get more of that kind of wellness and programming and all of those other things recreational-wise out there that is needed. So we've been working with Becky on that. If you haven't heard, the farmers market and the kids market last week was a huge success. I had a ton of great feedback. If you didn't go to the market last week, it was packed. I'll show you a couple pictures about that. I did want to say that we probably are going to start some educational components about what fruits and vegetables are in season and when. I don't know if you've kind of seen some of those social media posts, but a lot of people are expecting cucumbers this time of year or tomatoes this time of year. It's just kind of an educational component that we just need to work on. And so we're working through that, and we're doing that a little bit more regularly. Talking through budget, obviously you know it's budget time. So Emma and I have been working on division budgets. We've been talking about revenues from 2023 and 2024 year to date. And so that's been kind of a big thing there that we've been working through. We're also asked to do a 3 to 5 year assessment through all of the things that we need in terms of capital. So that's due next week. So we've been working through that. There's a link here to the part team communication plan in case you ever want to look at that. There's a link here for the communication plan with Jim, for the assistant superintendent, in case you ever want to look at that. You're more than welcome to. The security cameras, I just wanted to kind of just update you on where our security cameras are at this point, and then where our upgrades are coming in at Veterans and Highland Lake. We're gearing to install those. So these have been very helpful, these security cameras. And I really wish we could have them everywhere. And so I think it's just one of those things where we got to constantly work at putting those in our budget when we can. But you know, it's an added cost per month. It's an added cost to install. It's an added cost, you know. So it's just it's nice to have them where we have the Wi-Fi to have them. So just wanted to update you on some of the things I thought you might feel the need to know. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Madam Chairman, where are the security cameras? Are there, I know there's one out of the reservoir, or there's several out of the reservoir?
There are currently 3 out of the reservoir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about Glenmiller?
There are only 4 at the maintenance complex currently at Glenmiller. There are not any others in Glenmiller at this time.
Any other parks?
Yes, there's some at Clear Creek, there's some at Elstro, Stargenet, at the pool.
And they're all functioning?
Correct. And then there's some at Veterans Park and Highland, and there's some at other areas too. I don't want to discount those. Don't want to just put it out there where we haven't worked
Yeah.
out. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Thank you.
And who's monitoring those?
We have several people that monitor those. I have those on my phone, and we can go back at any time to review those.
Great,
Mhm.
good. And then you
If
mentioned.
something were to happen. And RPD also has access.
Okay,
Oh.
good. And you mentioned the budget, you're working on the budget now.
Mhm.
When, and you mentioned next week, what was the,
Capitals are due.
okay.
Mhm.
And are they due to the mayor's office?
They're due to finance, and
Okay.
I'm sure the mayor will be reviewing them as well.
Do you know when you will go to make your request? Not yet?
Not yet. We
Not
don't have
scheduled.
any information. It's typical when the actual, there's a calendar of when committee as a
Right.
whole is, but I don't necessarily know when I will present to, you know, go over the budget with the mayor and any other council members at this time.
And
But I will let you know.
I should know, but when did we see the budget? The park board?
The park board,
Yeah.
normally you will see the budget as soon as it's complete. And I'm not necessarily sure if you'll see that prior to committee as a whole, or
Okay.
if it'll be up to the mayor. to
Committee of the
decide.
whole is generally end of August, is that?
It's usually, I think, mid-August. If I'm not mistaken, I can definitely look on the calendar and get back to you on that.
And I guess my interest is if you were planning to bond at all for big projects. I guess I'm mainly interested in big projects.
There won't be probably any major bonding in this budget, is my understanding.
Okay.
I mean, there might be some bigger projects, but it won't necessarily be any bonding.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Questions or comments about Denise's report? All right, moving on to divisions, financials.
I don't have anything too exciting, but well, exciting is we are getting some stuff going on in Middle Fork for these financials, May's financials. There's sales for concessions, and we did lower our boat launch fee or our dock fees. So we saw an increase. We're hoping to see more of an increase in those, and so we started to see it in May. Some of those increases of those going up, so that's exciting. But other than that, May's just you start to see everything ramping up, and so and looking at the beginning of June so far, things have increased quite a bit. If you look at, I was just kind of going over just the cabin and shelter alone for April is what I had April's is just it was blew me away as how much we were doing compared to online, and then everything we had to fortunately and unfortunately turn people away that were calling in for reservations because we booked up for indoor shelters and a lot of outdoor shelters for graduations by like February, March. So I think we're on the right track as far as cabin and shelters go. Or cabin and shelters.
And have you seen, did you say you've seen an increase in the dock rentals?
A little bit compared to last year. I think it's gonna take maybe one more year for the word to get out that we did lower, because some people weren't sure that they lowered, but I think next year we're gonna really see a higher usage. But between last year and this year, we definitely saw happier renters out there that were more excited to renew their docks.
Is that because of the dock work?
Well, the prices went down.
Oh.
And then, and to be out there because it was lower, so. I think-
So the 16 dock slips, is that including people taking advantage of that discount? Okay.
Yep,
Everyone gets the discount, yeah,
yeah.
because we lowered it $100.
And Amber out front is doing a really good job of people that have coming in for like a daily launch if they come here, instead of seeing if they would be interested in a dock instead of just a daily. So we kind of been trying to push that as well.
Anything else for financials, questions, comments? Okay, thank you. Becky, you're here. Is there anything you want to share about the senior center?
Well, yes, I do. First, I've been there a year this week. It's very exciting, and I still love it, so that's good. I looked at membership from June to May. We had 178 new members, and we've already got 7 new members in June, so that's pretty good. May was the most challenging month ever. I can only say that we emerged really strong. We had a change in exercise classes. We had to add a new one, which was good. But we lost 2 of the others, so people had to adapt. We had, our gardens were planted. They were fabulous, and then that rain came, and it said, let's see if we can move the screws out of the gardens. So the dirt all fell out, but Kyle, our Superman, came out and fixed them. And now our biggest thing is keeping things in the gardens, because everybody wants to pick things early that are coming up. It's like, no, not yet. So our life coach, Gail, is fabulous, and our programs are just growing and growing. And so we want to increase her coming forward. And the Purdue Master Gardeners, they're just doing a phenomenal job there. And everybody, it's hard to imagine people over 50 looking forward to playing in dirt, but they do. So we're working with the farmers market people to try to access that in the Tuesdays in July, because I think people need to go to Elster Park. You think everybody knows where it is, but they don't. We all are creatures of habit, so we're going to know where it is and go down there and do things. Our Tranquility Garden, where we put that cool door in, now people are using it. It's very cool. We did have a challenge. We had a lot of tables offered to be donated, and that was a wonderful thing. but they all had glass tops, and I had to keep saying no because a glass top and gravel and older people and leaning on things, just not a good combination. So I still have hopes that we'll find one that's just metal on top coming. The weather, and we've met the deer. They're coming down, and guess what? Marigolds do keep them out of the garden, so it's kind of cool. They come, they nudge, they look, they walk away. So it's just fun. We're adding stuff all the time. Our yoga moved, and to show how seniors adapt, because they've had it at 10 o'clock forever on a Wednesday, and it now must be at 11:30 on a Friday. That changed too, and that caused an unzen ripple. But now we have people that come from lunch that are in that 50 to 60 range that are still working, and they do it outside. So all of a sudden now it's a very cool thing. So yeah, so everything works. It's just a matter of adapting, and that's what we do best. So I'm excited about being there, and I appreciate the opportunity. I just appreciate it. Every day we all have a good time. So, and even when we don't, we think we're playing with the best of them. We're good at it. So it works. Yeah. So do you have any other questions for me or anything? So,
Good job.
all right. Well, thank you. I'm gonna sneak away.
Happy
You have anything to share?
Yeah,
Thank
happy
you.
anniversary.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
It's
You have anything to
cool.
share, or
Sure.
There you go.
come on in. Or highlight anything?
I'm sorry.
Anything to highlight or let the community know?
Yeah, the one thing I really would like to highlight is, the JUCO camp this summer, we have doubled our registrations at almost every site.
Oh, wow.
Springwood Park is full. We've never filled, I don't think we've ever capped out our registrations. Springwood was the first, no, Blue Miller was the first one, I think, to fill up at 100 kids. Springwood is full at 100 kids. Mary Scott Park, which typically has had 40 to 50, they are pushing 90. And the most exciting one is Vale Elementary School. We've maybe had 8 to 10 kids in previous years, and we're over 30 right now. So the word has just really gotten out this year. The kids are all talking to their friends and their parents and saying, hey, you've got to come. The staff is incredible this year. We focused really on hiring a staff that either was in child care of some kind, going into child education, or some type of child, aspect, and I think it's really paid off. The counselors are just doing an amazing job, so that's the biggest thing I'd like to highlight, is just we are packed. We with JUCO kids, and we are also hosting the 38th Infantry Division band. It's a military band. So this will be a really exciting concert over here at Roosevelt Hill leading into 4th of July weekend. So we're working on getting a food truck out for that, and really just encouraging the community to come out and enjoy a free concert in the park that night. The movies in the park have started. The first one unfortunately got rained out, but we will be rescheduling that. And then last week we held one down at Elstro Plaza, which was the new Trolls movie. So all the kids came out and sang and danced, and we had a really good turnout for that. So Denise has some pictures there from that event. So really nice turnout down at Elstro. We set up some games. The kids all played with bubbles and sprinklers, and had a great time. So all in all, summer is rolling, and it's a good one. So
Busy one.
very busy one, but a good one.
You haven't had any problems getting staff, getting people to work the JUCO?
No,
Oh, that's great.
we had a great turnout this year in terms of applicants. I actually just hired 2 new counselors that started last week, and 1 more that we're trying to get onboarded. Really phenomenal turnout, and like I said, people with a ton of experience in childcare. There's ever a registered behavioral therapist on staff this year. So just couldn't be more excited about the outturn we had on staffing. Here's our staff. We did a new thing this year during training week called Taste of JUCO. So what we did is we brought all the counselors in, and we welcomed the community to come out, kind of like a back to school night, if you will, to meet the counselors. We did a craft activity, and I'd say we had about 40 kids out there that just came out and played dodgeball and met the staff, and we registered probably 15 new families, you think, that night?
There was quite a few.
15 to 20 that came out with questions and saying, okay, tell me more about this, and we were able to educate them on what JUCO is and all the benefits of it. And we ended up with 15 new kids registered from it. So there, there we are. So that's most of the staff right there, missing a few.
Well, and it was, if I can comment too, it was fun that the parents actually got to meet the counselors. Because with a lot of drop off and pick up, it's grandparents or whatnot. And so I think that parents felt a lot more comfortable being able to actually meet the counselors and meet Chrissy and stuff. And so there was some parents that were on the fence about signing up. And so I think it made them feel a lot more comfortable too.
Definitely.
So it's something I think that we should and will continue going forward,
Yeah.
that they really liked it.
Any other questions?
That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Is there any board concerns or comments? All right. Any delegations and correspondence? No old business, so the only new business today is the approval of contract 100-2024 to Specialized Mechanical in the amount of $9,550 for the installation of HVAC at Springwood Park Pavilion.
So this is a contract, we actually approved this vendor at the last meeting, and then this is the contract to approve Specialized Mechanical for the contract in the amount of $9,550. Springwood Park has had heat, but it has never had air. And so this would be adding in air. We've had a very old unit here. It's still working, but it's very loud and very inefficient. And so this is something that we wanted to look at as something that we wanted to install and get a price on. And we feel like it's time to go ahead and do both of them at the same time. The air will actually help with the condensation that sometimes forms on the floor at the times when it's really hot outside. And so I think this will just be a very nice addition to our largest pavilion that we have when we rent it. So it will help all the way around. So we're very excited to go ahead and install this.
Okay. Any questions or comments about this contract? If not, entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second for the approval of contract 100-2024 to Specialized Mechanical in the amount of $9,550 for the installation of HVAC at Springwood Park Pavilion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other business for today? Because if not, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? We are adjourned.